Well guys, I'm gonna make this quick. I'm a lazy rider. I don't carry many tools with me when I'm doing off-road or on-road riding. So when I get myself into a pickle, I usually try to fix it as quick as possible just so that I can get home. And then at home, I would take the bike to a shop or I would fix it myself for real. So when you're out on the trail or on the road, these are the tips and hacks that have helped me to get out of difficult situations. So let's get into it. And the first one is the kickstand switch. The only thing that this piece of crap does, it's a safety feature, that if you are in neutral and you put it in first gear and you haven't picked up your kickstand yet, the bike would shut off. And that's the only thing that it does. It doesn't allow you to ride with your kickstand on the ground. As simple as that. But what happens if you're riding off-road, you hit a rock, a tree, something, you hit something that breaks this kickstand switch? You're gonna be stranded with your bike not working. And that's what happened to me. I was riding, I went over a rock that it hit, right in the kickstand switch, and the bike just shut it down. So luckily I had enough signal to watch a YouTube video and get it fixed right there on the trail. But what I did that day was that going into the kickstand switch, you get, I think, and I'm guessing this is the same for all adventure bikes, you have two cables going into that switch. And the only thing that you have to do is that you have to pull them out and connect them together. And that's all I did. I had to open one a little bit more with one of my keys. I had to open one, put the other one in, close it, hit it with a rock, and I had a zip tie and I could leave that connection somewhere it doesn't hit anything else. So when I got home, the only thing that I did, actually, I got some electrical tape, I put it around there, and with a few more zip ties, I kind of hidden that connection so it doesn't bother me anymore in the future. So that's that. If you don't want to get stranded, you could get a kickstand switch bypass, I think it's called, specifically for your adventure bike. You could check what's available on AliExpress, on Temu, on Wish, wherever. You can get it for cheap, actually. So that's the first thing that I would do if you're starting doing or just cruising. That's the first thing that I would do if you don't want to be stranded off-road and wondering why your bike is shutting down. So that's number one. And the other thing, as I mentioned, I'm lazy. I don't like carrying many tools with me. I'm not planning to fix my bike. I'm not carrying tubes or wrenches to change the tube or change the tire. So the main thing that I would recommend you is just to get this air spray can, which is for flat tires, so that you could get out the trail, get home, and get that fixed. And that's very cheap as well. You get it for like $5, $10. It's not that hard. You can get it in a small package. You can fit it in your backpack. So just so that you could get home easily. The other thing that I would recommend you is to having galvanized wire and high heat resistant tape. Why is that? I learned the hard way, and this is what all adventure bikes have in common, is that they have a pretty exposed exhaust. In comparison, their bike have a hidden exhaust, so when you crash, you fall, that exhaust is pretty much untouched. But with adventure bikes, where they happen to be here, if you fall or if you crash, something is going to happen to your exhaust. And mine is pretty scratched by now. I broke it there once. And what happened to me last time was I was riding and this clamp was getting weaked by all the times that I had dropped the bike. And I was doing this speed bump section, and out of nowhere, the exhaust just dropped. What the No! Oh, ah, just broke my exhaust. It's over there! But if I had galvanized wire and high heat resistant tape, I would have been able to put that exhaust back in and just, I don't know, try to secure it somewhere just so that I could get it home. But I didn't, of course. I didn't have any of those things. And luckily I was with my backpack, so I had to put this whole exhaust in my backpack and get home. That's number 2. The third thing is a masterlink for your chain. I was once riding with a friend after office. It was pretty late, so we decided to just go for a quick ride. And out of nowhere, I don't know if he installed it poorly or what, but his chain, the master link that he was using pretty much disappeared. It fell off, so he lost his chain and we were stranded in the middle of nowhere trying to find this master link that he lost. And luckily we did find it and we could get back home riding. But I don't want this to happen to you, so you should probably carry your own master link just in case. The other recommendation that I would have for you, and this is, I wouldn't say cheap, it's 30 bucks. It's an AirTag. Get a freaking AirTag. A friend of mine got his bike stolen and he got it back in less than 2 hours because he had an AirTag. As simple as that. Hidden it inside your bike, don't tell anyone where it is, and just leave it there. I use double contact tape from 3M and I put it somewhere here. Yeah, that's not something that you want to happen to you. You don't want to lose your expensive adventure bike out of nowhere. So get an AirTag or get some device that allows you to track where it is. And it happens to be that the AirTag is the cheapest that I could find. GPS systems are often more expensive and you have to pay a monthly fee, and I didn't want that. The last thing that you could do to your adventure bike is if you don't want to spend on expensive foot pegs like I did, even though I really like the Canada Adventure ones, I like those foot pegs. What you could do is take yours out and sharpen the teeth of them, and that's all. And you're gonna get a pretty good set of foot pegs for free actually. If you have the tool already, you could do it at home and you'll be good to go. So those are the things that I would recommend you to do to your adventure bike to get you out of difficult situations or to enjoy your riding more comfortably. That's all. Take care.